Welcome back, one and all. I'm working on my WordPress site. I'm working on my child theme, and I'm looking at my really sad WordPress test site. I've got like 3 posts, not a lot of comments, not a lot in archives or categories, whatever. And I'm about, to really get working on the child theme. What I really need is I need a full-blown WordPress site for me to test out my theme on and work on. And what I want to do is I want to take my same theme files but apply it to something like this. I want to create a theme test site. Look at all these posts that are on here. Look at all of the categories. If you look here, we've got older entries, newer entries. I could go back. What we really need is a way, that was closed now. I'll show you that in just a moment. What we really are going to do is we're going to go get this theme unit test from the WordPress codex. The idea here is that we want to have a lot of data we can work with as we're working on our theme. So we're going to follow this theme unit test setup, which means we have to set up a new WordPress site, but we want to keep using the same child theme files. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our GitHub site where we already have a repository on it, and we're going to connect that to our new test site. So let's go ahead and get started on that. The first thing you're going to want to do is you want to find the folder that has your dev site. And if you want to set up a test site, it's not a bad idea to follow these instructions. But in order to do this, we don't want to replace our actual dev content yet. We just want a dummy site. So we're going to create a whole new folder. And I'm just going to call it WP Child Theme Test. Okay, give it a folder. And 2 things I want to do. I want to put it under version control, and I want to apply a WordPress site to it. So the first thing you want to do is if you've already downloaded WordPress, you want to get your WordPress files into that folder. So let's do that now. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and initialize this using Git. So I have that WP child theme test. I'm going to right click. You could do Git GUI. I'm going to do Git Bash. And in Git Bash, the first thing I want to do is type Git init and hit enter. Now, before I do that, I'm actually going to close this window. There's one other way you can do it. You can just right click on here. If you have Git installed, you got Git init here. So that's the other way you can do it. When I go in, now it has Git on there. So I go back, and I'm just going to Git Bash, open up the Git Bash. And we're going to use that in just a moment. Notice it says master now, which means this is now under version control, and we're using the default branch, which is called the master. Okay, done there. Let's get our WordPress files over next. Actually, let's go ahead, before we even do that, let's get a git ignore file. And if you've been following my tutorial about GitHub and using Git on your WordPress child theme, you should have this all ready to go. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it right here. Now I've got my git ignore file in there. If I go back to Git Bash, this window, I can type Git Status, and this will tell me where I'm at in this process. It'll tell me if there's anything new that's been added, any changes. It'll tell me if I've staged anything, whatever. And on here it says I'm on the master branch. I've done an initial commit, which is just initializing it, and I have git ignore as an untracked file. Now you notice it says use git add file to include what will be committed. So I can write git add.gitignore like this. This stages my change. Now you do not need to write git status, but I want to show you the difference between the first status and the second. When you see a green file, that means it's staged, but it has not been committed. And so we're going to commit it. We're going to just write git commit -m for a message, and you're just going to write added.gitignore. There's a couple reasons why we want to do it. Number one, it's always a good idea to get your git ignore added and committed early on. Number two, we are going to connect to our GitHub site, which already has all our files there. And you need to have at least one commit in order to bring in the new files and mix them with what you have. So we've already got one commit created, and we're ready to bring in our WordPress files. Now, I still have a downloads folder with my WordPress the last time I installed it. And if I look here, I'll see WordPress 4.4.2. And inside WordPress, it's an older version of WordPress, but it's got the main files I want. I'm just going to copy all of that. And then I'm going to go back. So this is my download. If you don't have it, just go to wordpress.org and download it. Get the files, extract it, go back to your site. There's the child theme folder. Right-click, paste. And you can see here, it's going to take a while to copy all those files. Okay, this is now done. I'm going to just click name twice to get it all alphabetized. I'm going to go to WP content. I'm going to go to themes. And you're going to see the 2015, 14, 16. I'm going to delete those because we don't really need those themes. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at plugins. I do not like the Asciimet plugin because if you want the actual good version, you have to pay for it. Get rid of that. Got hello, index. We're just going to leave that as is. Okay, so we're just deleting those files that we're not going to use anyway. Remember, this is under version control. So what we need to do now is we need to connect this with our other child theme or dev site repository on GitHub. So we're going to go to GitHub. I'm going to go to my account. And I want to look at, I'm looking for my most recent one here. There it is. It's the dev site period 3. This is the place. Notice I've got all these commits here. So I want to basically grab all of these changes and put it into my new folder. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this link again at the top, and I want to get this HTTPS link. I'm going to click on copy to clipboard. I'm going to go back here to Git Bash, and I'm going to connect this GitHub repo with this online one. So I'm going to write git remote add origin. We're going to give a name for the live site, and we're going to call it origin because that's where it's originating from. Git remote add origin. I'm going to right click and paste. I'm going to hit enter. Now at this point, what's happened is I now can communicate with my GitHub site. However, my local site has just git ignore file on there and my initial blank sort of WordPress site. What I need to do now is pull in all of the work I've done on the origin or the online repo, also known as repository. So watch what I do. This step is a little weird. We're going to do a git pull origin. That is the live site master. That is the current branch I am on. I'm going to hit enter. And now watch what happens. It grabs everything, but now we have an issue. All right, we have this. We have untracked files are going to get overwritten. What do we want to do? It says, please remove them before you can merge. So I need to just see what's going on. So I'm just going to write Git Status. And there it is, WP content. So apparently I need to get these files in too, so I better add those. I think it's because I did the git ignore before I moved my files over. So we need to basically make a change to these files. So I'm just going to write git add dot. Now I can add by folder. I can try it this way, WP content, like so. And notice it did this. I'm going to do git status. Notice I got some new files. They are green. So I need to basically make a commit statement. That's git commit -m for your message and just added WP content. Okay. So you just do git add dot is a other quick way to do it. I said git add WP content. Then I did the git commit -m, added WP content. Now I can pull in my changes. Git pull origin master, and now watch what happens. All right, we're going to have a merge issue. So what that did is basically it pulled everything, the pull, not only does it pull all the files, but it tries to merge them with what you have. And in order to merge, we need to actually give a commit message. This is a Vim window. Don't ask. It's a Vim window. Just know that's what it is. Okay. I'm going to hit escape. I have my little cursor here, and I'm going to write a message, and I go to type, and I don't know why. It has to hit a couple letters or some key letter that does it. I'm just going to put merging with remote repo. What you want to do now is you want to hit escape again. Your cursor is now at the bottom. You want to hold down, you want to do the colon command. That's shift where the semicolon is. And you're going to write WQ, I think means Windows quit. And then you hit enter. Now at this point, it gave a commit message. It merged everything. And let's take a look at what we have. So I'm going to go back to my child theme test folder, WP content themes. Now I've got HTML5 reset, HTML5 reset child, and I've got this Adler theme, which I really don't need. If you pulled in some files that you don't need, you don't want, let me show you a great way to get rid of those. Go to the git ignore file, right click, choose edit. And on that file, if you scroll down, you're going to see something that says ignore specific themes. So that would be WP content themes, and it was Adler. So I'm just going to add this here. /, hit enter, save my changes, and close it. So this is one other way that we can have the folder but not track it. So I close the window, and I'm going to write Git Status in here. And you should only see the git ignore file has been modified. So we're just going to add it. Oh, sorry. Git add dot, adds it back in. Git commit -m. Ignoring Adler theme, like so.
Mr. Wagner, you put 2 Ds on the game.
Thank you for pointing that out. An awesome student of mine. 1D on Adler. Save changes. And then watch this. Now, I want to use the same comments again. Watch what I do. I'm doing the up arrow. I'm going to do the up arrow one more time. Check it out. Up arrow recycles through previous Git messages. So I'm just using those up arrows to cycle back through the changes. I've got all that. Now, watch this. Git push origin master. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to say, okay, I've made some changes here. I want to send those changes to the repository so I can be totally up to date both on this folder and on the live site. Git push origin master. So there's git pull origin master, which pulls things from the repo. Push sends them to the repo. So let's go to the site and see if we can see all of our changes. I hit refresh. I now have 10 commits. And there it is. Ignoring Adler theme with 1D. Go back to the site. Oh, Adler's still on there. I think I have to remove it. You know what? I'm not going to worry. From here on out, it will just ignore anything in Adler. I think I'll delete those files later. But there we have it. Let's just go back here, double check to make sure our theme, yep, reset child. At this point, all we have to do now is get this thing running like a WordPress site. And we haven't actually configured it with Web Matrix. So we're going to do that now. Right click, open as a website with Microsoft Web Matrix. And then we're going to configure the site doing the famous 5-minute install. Take 3 minutes away from moving the files over. See if we can do it in 2. PHP is detected and you see this. Continue, let it install, let it configure. It should just do everything automatically once that's done. Okay, we're back here. Now what we want to do is we want to add a database. So we're going to click on the child theme test, new databases, MySQL database. So we're just going to give this a name. Give my name here, whatever name you want. Copy that so that you don't forget it. Click OK. And it should be the same password you were using on your other site, which I configured for the class. But when you set up Webmatrix, you probably set up a password at this point. If not, you can add one or you can change it at any time. I go back to Files. Now what I want to do is edit the WP config sample by changing the database name. User is now root. And then what I'm going to do is change the password. I'm going to leave localhost at localhost. And then I'm going to save this as WP config. All right, so I do File. I want to do a Save As. And I just want to get rid of the dash sample. So it's just WP config.php. Save your changes. Try to launch it in Chrome. Go ahead and do the configure. You're installing it. Give it site title. Remember, I'm calling this WP child theme test. Put in your own username, whatever you want to call yourself. I'm the dev, so I'll use dev. I'm going to hide this, and then I'm going to do a password that I've been using. It likes it. Put in my email. It's a local site, but I'm going to go ahead and do the discourage just in case. I'm going to put my email in and then click Install WordPress. Okay, once you've done it, you can go ahead and click Login. If you told it to save your password, it should already be ready to go. You can click Login. Now you have your site. Go ahead and update the WordPress version. It may take a while. Okay, once you have a child theme test folder created, and we went through the process. Oh yeah, we're having a hard time finding the theme because I deleted those themes. So I'm going to go to the Appearance Themes, and I need to activate the HTML5 reset child. So I'm going to activate it. So now I have a theme. Okay, at this point, we've just got a basic WordPress site, not a lot of content. So what we need to do is we need to find a way to just fill it with content. So we're going to go to the WordPress site that talks about test theming, theme unit test. So the first thing you want to do is download the test data. It's an XML file. Just going to right-click, save link as. I'm just going to save it right here. I already had one there. I'm just going to save over that one, replace it, no big deal. And then there it is. So that's the file. So what we need to do is go to our test site that we just created, this one. We want to go to the dashboard. So once you're logged in, you go to the dashboard, you go to Tools and Import. Once you import, you want to import WordPress. This is actually a plugin that we're going to need. So you click WordPress, you go ahead and install, and then you activate the theme. So I activate it, and now I'm going to run the importer. So activate and run, and now I need to choose the file. Well, I have it sitting right down here, so watch what I can do. I just click, drag it up, and you see the little plus sign, let go. You've just chosen it. We're going to click Upload File and Import. If you don't see it because you're on a different browser, just click Choose File, go to your downloads, and find it. Click Upload File and Import. And then they're going to give you a series of different author names. If you want to include your author name in here, feel free to go ahead and click your username here, or you can create a new username here, and it will just automatically generate it. It's your choice. But you do want to make sure you download and import file attachments, and you click Submit. Once you do that, it's going to take a little while. When it's done, watch all the content that you have on your site. Now, once I'm done importing, it says all done, and apparently I'm supposed to have fun now. So I'll click have fun and see if it's fun. Ooh, that is so much fun. Did you have fun? Okay, me too. All right, so I go to the site. Not really fun at all. All right, but look at this. There we go. We now have a really ginormous test site we can test on. And for proof of that, look at our nav bar. Look at that. Let's go take a look at that menu real quick because I just want to show you what you got available there. You go to the menus, and look at this menu structure for all pages. Look at the links. We got home, blog, front page. Under about, we've got some nested links. We have a level 1, a level 2, even a level 3. So we have a level 1 with the sub item and a sub item. And then, so this will give you opportunity to develop a more comprehensive child theme. You want to keep these settings pretty much as they are. And then this will be the site where you want to do your work on your child theme, knowing that if it works well on here, it will work for a very large WordPress site. All right, I wish you happy coding.